Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today this is my third take of doing this freaking video, and I'm going crazy. Um, Hopefully this time it finally works out. Just trying to figure out some audio stuff. But today I'm bringing you guys a guide on how to deal with one-base cheese. Before we start, though, I do want to say this guide is going to be different. Most of the time people are going through replays of like, oh, this happened to me, and this is how you respond. But I also want to implement my POV. So I recorded myself also playing this game first person, and I'll be implementing that during different segments to see if that helps you guys kind of visualize the scenarios from literally my point of view. Okay, so as per the title, we're doing one-base cheeses, right? And this person went for a one-base proxy robo, and I scouted relatively quickly because I did send a little bit of an earlier scout this game. I put this one on stream, and I said that I had a feeling they were going to cheese me, and that's because they were a 5k barcode Protoss. And well, I'm sure that's self-explanatory. 5k barcode Protoss, you might get cheesed a little bit early, right? So that's exactly what ended up happening, and I kind of caught on to that. Okay, so I'm going to speed this up a little bit to get to the nitty-gritty, as they say. To also not to make this video too long. Okay, so we'll start here. Here comes my worker. I see no natural, no low ground pylon, right? As this is usually the time there is a low ground pylon because people are taking the natural. I come in and I see already a couple of things, right? Pretty much the most basic stuff. You look at this and you go, obviously I am being cheesed. I don't need a guide on this to tell me. But real quick, we'll just cover the topics here. We have double gas, floating chrono, or a little bit of chrono boost in the storage there. Obviously no natural and no second pylon. So how do we react to this appropriately, right? Because I'm sure it's happened where you think, oh shit, I'm getting cheese. Turns out they are playing something a little bit aggressive, but they're actually able to edge out a natural, and then you're like, how the hell did they do that? Well, a couple of things here. The first thing is, yes, the obvious. No low ground natural, gases, chrono boost. But if we take a look at how many probes are in the gas, we see 3 in each gas. And that tells us a lot because with 2 in each gas, which does happen, that could be like a proxy Stargate with an Oracle, but they're planning on taking a natural, right? So it could be like a faster tech, later natural, but they're still planning on taking a natural relatively quickly. In this case, we see 3 in each gas. So to me, that seems like something much more committed. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play my POV here so you can see how I react to this as it's happening. And then I'll talk about it. Bro, that is fucking crazy that you just said that. Holy fuck. Nah, that's fucking mental. What the fuck?
The Battle Mac. Sent you motherfuckers don't even know what the real grind is. I have been grinding whole my life to get where I am today.
Oh yeah?
I have been grinding when there was no online qualifiers every second week, no tier 2 events to prove yourself anywhere, no face it or whatsoever.
That's how you've gotten to see it from my point of view. Let's go ahead and talk about the steps that I took in detail. So first thing I'm gonna do here is, now that I've confirmed that I'm being cheesed, or I guess Oland, I've decided to build 1 marine, cancel my reaper, build 1 marine, build a factory, delay my natural command center as I mentioned earlier, and then I'm gonna add this bunker here, okay, in the middle. And the reason I add this bunker is just because honestly I think it helps a lot defending these low ground pushes, either with an immortal, stalkers, etc., and defend my depots a little bit better. I feel like with the bunker on the side, I can't really defend both of my supply depots, and I feel like that hurts me a lot. And I struggle sort of being able to, because then you have to rebuild the depots, you might get supply blocked, you're already short on minerals, which becomes a huge headache. Something else that's really important, guys, is to make sure that you keep checking the natural expansion of your opponent, okay? And this is probably the second most important thing, right? The first most important thing is just figuring out that you're getting a lid and figuring out what kind of a lid it is. But the second most important thing is being able to see as soon as they take their natural, so that you don't get stuck defending an all-in where they're already transitioning. And that happens a lot, right? That happens to me. I'm sure it's happened to you. You're defending a certain cheese and you're trying to stay on top of things. You feel like you've defended it. You scout. Turns out they have 2 bases now, right? So you don't want to get caught in that. So I'm going to keep checking that natural expansion as I'm going through the process of figuring out what's going on. And as you saw my point of view, that's exactly what I did, right? I'll check the gold. Is there a gold base being taken? No gold base. Okay, let me go back and see what's taking it now. Okay. Now, obviously, I've missed this part, and you'll see as I'm like, check, okay, not over here, not over here. Like, you know, a proxy building, especially like a Robo or a Stargate, needs to be relatively close. You know, a proxy Twilight DT maybe doesn't have to, right? So it could be on the edges here. But these are the more common areas, kind of around the vicinity of your main, okay? I just got a couple of stalkers, and then here I've decided, okay, this could be proxy Robo, so I'm going to go ahead and put a unit down here. No Oracle has shown up yet. No Void Ray has shown up yet. And so I'm going to save scans as well because it could be DT, right? I haven't seen anything, but it could be DT. And I send another worker to scout. I have something in the front here. And so I'm basically just scouting like crazy and getting some defensive units. The Viking, the tank. Okay, I'm getting cheese. I've confirmed that it's an immortal, but I know it's not double Robo proxy because there's a lot of stalkers. So it has to be maybe 3 gateways in a Robo, and they're going to go for the warp into my main, which is exactly what's happening. So as I'm defending this is pretty committed. I tried to do some cheeky micro tricks like preventing my siege tanks from shooting my own units. He keeps throwing adepts into me to drag the splash damage and stuff like that. I'm just gonna defend here, okay? Send another worker to go scout. What did I say, guys? We want to scout the natural expansion. Keep scouting as much as you can. And I'm gonna check the golds as well, because I need to make sure, again, that I'm scouting these transitions. All right, that's crucial. I'll eventually scan the main as well to see if probes have been transferred or something like that. But the big thing here is to defend. I got a nice wall as well. And yeah, so this is one of those moments where you really have to kind of like multitask, right? You have to defend this push, and then you also have to make sure that you keep checking. I'm checking everything. I sneak out a Hellion. And I didn't have that second gas for a bit, so I really couldn't build a siege tank. And I'm just trying to figure out here. I don't see any probes being built. I forced a recall. I saw an extra pylon being built. So in my mind, this still kind of seems like they're winning me on that one base. I do think that they could have transitioned at this point, but they've decided instead to queue another immortal. And like I said, I'm not in a rush to take my own base until I feel confident that I can defend what's happening, okay? Once I feel confident, once I feel comfortable that I can defend what's happening, then I will build my natural and I will start the transition process, okay? So I'm just going to defend and keep on scouting and then micro this as well. That's what I was talking about earlier with the siege tank, just avoiding that. And this is where things kind of slow down. So right here, now I feel really comfortable. I got 3 siege tanks, a Liberator, a Viking. I'm feeling good. I'm going to throw down my natural expansion. Okay, and when you look at this, I have a good amount of stuff to defend this. I don't see a warp prism. I haven't seen a natural still. Okay, I've killed that last prism, and then this is the second one now. And so I'm good. I'm even going to push this a little bit forward. You know, I'm not going to go crazy, unsiege all my tanks, and just kind of like do whatever. I'm still going to play it safe. But yes, I'm gonna build the natural there, and that's the most important thing. And continuously just checking that everything is fine and dandy. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna play the rest of my POV so you can see how this ends and the defense process, right? Because I think it's nice. I feel like I've covered enough of the scouting, so I'm gonna let you guys watch me defend this again, and then watch how it ends from my perspective. So that's it for commentary for me. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer them, and hope you guys like this sort of different format or different approach, and let me know what you think about it.
DJ3 Maj sent. What's up, fuckers? I'm assuming you've never seen a Mexican Yoshi before. Well, check it out. We have a Cuban Mario and a Dominican Luigi. Don't mess with us, Latinos. Motherfucker. I'm illegal.
SCV 遭到攻击，附属建筑已运行。
Battlemax sent. The Fitnessgram. Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. The 20-meter pacer test will begin in 30 seconds. Line up at the start. The running speed starts slowly, but gets faster each minute. After, you hear this signal beep. A single lap should be completed. Each time you hear this sound. Ding. Remember to run in a straight line and run as long as possible.
Dude, I don't even know
The second time you fail to complete a lap before
I
the
saw
sound
that.
your test.
I wasn't paying attention.
正在攻击 SCV。
My camera was tweaking. I had it on earlier. He's gonna have a disruptor now.
Fuck Protoss.
Huh.
Hey, double. Thanks for the resub, bro. I don't know what he's gonna do. I do have a natural now. He has a third already? Good. Guess he didn't have a third.